Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am ZBest. This is another video where I break down the Sector 3 missions. This one is Blackrock Ambush. Let's get into it. So another thing real quick, as always, I highly recommend tanks.gg to see what tanks you can use. You can go to all tanks, scroll down, and select for ambush. It is support and sniper. And then you can see all the vehicles that are available to be used. One of the key things that I want to highlight when it comes to ambush is the use of the Italian heavy tanks, because they have at least some armor, and also the Swedish heavy tank line. They are autoloaders, of course, or auto reloaders, but they have some armor you can go haul down. Makes the missions a little bit easier because you can actually poke a corner and it's not the end of the world. This is especially true for the Bisonte C45 and the Gonzalo, because you can actually play pretty well. Also, at tier 8, some of the other ones that you might not think of, the Gonzalo, the Lowe, the T34, all of these also count under ambush, so keep that in mind. There's a lot of other ones. Filter in your garage, check out tanks.gg, see what tanks are available. You can make missions way easier for yourself doing that. Now for the missions. Ambush 1, be the top player on your team by experience earned and cause 3,500 HP of damage. For this one, there's no win condition. You can literally play anything. If you lose, it's typically even easier because you just do a lot of damage. If your team doesn't, you'll get your top XP on your team. You can also do it on a win, but it's just because there's no win condition, this one's not that hard. Remember, you have to do it twice though, because it is Blackrock. 1 to 10, you have to do twice. Ambush 2, cost 3,500 hit points of damage, having received no prior damage to your vehicle, or destroy 3 enemy tank destroyers or medium tanks. You can do either one. If you're doing the first one, use a sniping tank destroyer. I recommend something that has either a high rate of fire or high alpha. You can use things like DBV, Grill. You can also use Sturv. Those typically are really good at staying camoed up. You can do a lot of damage. If you're doing the destroy 3 enemy tank destroyers or medium tanks, something that has higher rate of fire or an odd loader, those are best when you're trying to do kill missions, because you want to be able to secure the low health, and that's normally the easiest way. Ambush 3, cause 4,500 hit points of damage while remaining unspotted at the moment the damage is caused, or destroy 1 enemy heavy tank, causing at least 2,000 hit points damage by shooting it. So for this one, either one. Just a reminder, you can get spotted. You just have to be unspotted when you fire. So let's say you're in a bush, you fire, you hit, you get spotted, that will still count. I recommend sniping tank destroyer. If you're doing the second condition, where it's doing 2k to 1 tank, high capacity all loader is best. MBTB, Phoenix, Foch B, Foch 155, either one of those works. But I don't know, I think the 4,500 is a little bit easier if you don't have specific tanks, but you can still do the second condition if you prefer to do it that way. Ambush 4, score 6 armor penetrating hits in a row and cause 4,000 HP of damage. This is really easy with a high tier medium with a good rate of fire. Basically any tier 10 medium tank will do. Typically you're firing about 30 shells if you're doing a lot of damage. So if you can string along 6 in a row, I typically did it in the last few shells of the match. So I played like, I don't know, 5 minutes of the game, wasn't getting it. And then my last few shells are what actually put it over the edge. I'd already done like 6k damage for one of them, but I only got it at the end. But with 6-second reload makes it pretty easy. For Ambush 5, cause 2,000 hit points of damage to immobilize enemy vehicles or destroy 2 heavy tanks. You can do either one. It's really, both of them are easy with an odd loader. Things like T57, MBTB, Foch-B, Phoenix. You basically, if you're doing the 2,000 HP of damage, if you track them with the first shell, that damage will also count. And then if you drop a full clip, then you already have it on one vehicle, but you can do it for multiple vehicles. And if someone else tracks them, it'll also count. Again, an autoloader is best if you're trying to get kill missions, in my opinion, because you can clean them up if, for example, your shell, like your third shell bounces and then you pen with your fourth on the T57. Ambush 6, destroy 4 enemy vehicles at a distance of 300 meters or more and cause 2,500 hit point of damage to tank destroyers. This one is a little bit harder because it is map dependent. It's not impossible. 300 meters is actually less far than one would think because a lot of engagements on a lot of maps are actually around 350, 400, depending on what map you reach. So if you're playing even a heavy tank, you can do it. I think I did it in a T57 on one of them, but you can also do it in a tank destroyer. You can also do it in any other autoloader. You can do it in a Batchat, Sturv, things like that. Ambush 7, cause 4,000 hit points of damage to enemy vehicles while they are moving. This one is not as hard as it seems. Basically, you just have to do 4,000 damage. Tanks are almost always moving. People are just moving back and forth, or they're relocating, backing off. So they don't have to be going fast for it to count. So I just stress that they don't have to be moving very fast, and you can just fire once you see that they're moving a little bit. High alpha tank destroyers are typically easiest for this, DBV, Grill, 114, things like that, just because it's less shots, so you don't have to hold your shot as often. But yeah, Ambush 8, destroy an enemy light tank during the first 3 minutes of the battle or cause 2,750 hit points of damage to enemy light or medium tanks. This one is really straightforward in an autoloader. Specifically things like the Burresque, the Char-Murat, Batchat, ASXX, basically any sort of autoloading medium tank. TVP is probably also good for this, Skoda. Anything that has an autoloader is kind of fast, can chase light tanks down, and then can put a clip into some medium tanks. High tier is better, but you can also do this at tier 8 if you want. Ambush 9, cause damage 4 times to enemies that remained unspotted when hit, or destroy 5 enemy vehicles of 3 different types. The first one requires a lot of blind firing. Remember, it takes about 3 to 5 seconds for a tank to go fully dark. Even if you can't see them anymore, it still counts as they're spotted, or at least in the sense that for this mission, and when it comes to whoever gets the assistance. The 5 enemy vehicles of 3 different types go down to tier 8. Really straightforward, and something like the Pesante C45 or Samoa SM, some of those other tier 8 autoloaders, you just kind of drive at the enemy and use your team and kind of mop up. 5 isn't that difficult at tier 8. Ambush 10, destroy 6 enemy light or medium tanks or destroy 3 enemy vehicles spotted by you. The second condition is actually significantly easier than people think. At least my experience was, it is not exclusively spotted by you. So if you're spotting it and someone else's, and it can be up to your entire team spotting it, but as long as you are also spotting it, it counts. So basically, it's just get 3 kills while you are spotting the tank. So if you're in a brawling tank or even like just close range, it's really easy. 11, cause 5 times more damage to enemy vehicles than your vehicle's hit points. This is the first one that you only have to do once. They do get significantly harder starting at this time. This one is hard because you just have to have a really good game. And the best one, easiest, is a tier 8 tank destroyer. Things like the RHM, the SVAC, Scorpion, SE-130, because you're only talking about 5,500 to 6,000 damage, somewhere in that range, which is significantly easier than some of the damage totals that you would be required to do for 9s, 10s, 11, or non-tank destroyers. So keep that in mind. Tier 8 tank destroyers are probably your best bet for this. Ambush 12, destroy 3 enemy vehicles, causing at least 1,500 hit points of damage to each. Easy if you have certain tanks, really hard, but doable if you don't. So this one is really easy if you have the MBTB, the Phoenix. Harder, but still doable if you're using the 4K, the 183, Foch B, ASXX, Batshot, T57, things like that. But honestly, this is such a tank-specific one. Everyone that I know that has an MBTB finished it in like 1 or 2 games, and everyone that doesn't took like 100. So this is one of those where it's kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is. Ambush 13, cause and assist a total of 9,500 hit points of damage. This one is also something that can be hard. I recommend high tier, specifically go to tier 11. A lot more hit points, a lot more damage that you can do on average. Your big games are going to be bigger. I did it in the Sturv 107. I think I did 1,000 spotting and 8,500 damage, something like that. It wasn't anything super crazy damage-wise. Like, it wasn't a 10K game, but I got like 1,000 spotting or tracking. Don't remember at this point. The other things that you can use for it, medium tanks with CVS, or just have a really big game with an autoloader. Those are typically the easiest. You can also use a tank destroyer, but tank destroyers are less likely to get spotting. Maybe you can get some tracking, but that's why I was using the Sturv, because you could track or go scout more easily. 14, win a battle and damage caused to enemy vehicles must exceed 30% of your team damage. This one is very, very hard. It's very MM dependent to begin with. Also, it requires you to do a significant amount of damage. You could potentially do it at tier 8, but as soon as you get bottom tier, it gets a little bit harder. You can also do this at 10 or 11, but the damage totals are really high. I ended up doing it in a tier 11, but I basically said that I wasn't going to grind this mission. I was just going to 3-mark the Sturv 107, and I completed it. Super lucky. I think I did it by 50 hit points, but yeah, I think it was like a 9K game or something around there. Or it was like 8,900, somewhere in that range. This one is hard. There is a way to cheese it. It requires capping. Unfortunately, there's no encounter. Otherwise, that'd be a really easy way to complete this, is to somehow fast cap and just do a lot of damage while the team caps, and then you're going to get it. But yeah, Ambush 15, cause 9,000 hit points of damage to enemy vehicles. This one seems really difficult. I recommend tier 11. 9,000 damage comes around a lot more often at tier 11 than at tier 10, and you'll be able to get it, in my opinion, high tier tank destroyer or an autoloader. I did this one again. I already had the Blackrock once I did this mission. I was finishing my 3-mark on the Sturv 107, but I think I did like 9100 or 9200 damage, and I got it that way. I've come close on a bunch of, I think it's the Imbatable. That's the next one that I got for this mission. I've gone well over 8K on that too. So high tier makes it easy. Ambush, in my opinion, is the hardest mission set, especially for Blackrock. So if you're struggling with it, feel free to try to finish Vanguard or Assistance and come back. If it's all that you have left, believe in yourself, have some fun, 3-mark something, or try doing something that isn't the mission. Hopefully you can get it that way. It is definitely not easy, especially the last 3, 13, 14, 15 are very hard. 12 is very situational, especially if you don't have the tanks, and 11 is also very difficult. So if you have the patience, you can also end up skipping these or just doing them once you get the Blackrock to get the badge eventually. These are hard. Hopefully this information has been useful for you guys. If you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. If you have any questions about these missions, how to do them, or anything else, feel free to put them in the comments or reach out on Discord. The link is below. I hope to see you guys around. I'll have my next video out hopefully soon after this one. Later.